So here to talk about President Biden's first days in office, Republican Senator from Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn. She is a member of the Senate Judiciary Committee. Senator, I want to start with something just hot off the presses. Our John Roberts tells us, this is a direct quote from Trump advisor Jason Miller. He writes, "The president, now former president, has made clear his goal is to win back the House and Senate for Republicans in 2022. There is nothing that is actively being planned regarding an effort outside of that, but it's completely up to Republican senators if this is something that becomes more serious." In other words, no plans for the president to begin a third party in this country. Your reaction?
President Donald Trump is going to continue to be a very important voice in the Republican Party and for conservatives. And you know, John, you look at the policies and what he put in place, what he accomplished over 4 years, and Tennesseans talk to me every single day, and they are just so grateful that he put the emphasis during his time in office on what I call the Big Five: faith, family, freedom, hope, and opportunity. And they expect that that is going to happen. And I will tell you also, after President Biden's first week in office, I've heard from some individuals who are really not happy with some of these executive orders and the way this administration had said, oh, we're all for unity, but what they're really wanting is for you to submit and conform to an agenda that is the agenda of the left.
The Keystone Pipeline is already controversial. The president killed it essentially with a stroke of the pen. He's also saying it's time to rejoin the Paris Climate Accords. Your thoughts on those two actions?
Look at these. The Keystone killed thousands of jobs, 11,000 direct jobs and thousands of indirect jobs. It took money out of the economies in some of these rural areas where the pipeline was going. It did damage to our biggest trading partner, Canada. And what does it do? When you look at Keystone, it puts China in the driver's seat. When you look at the Paris Climate Accords, China is cheering because it means that we're going to be submitting to the will of other countries, and China is the biggest polluter that is out there. So these are not good for the U.S. economy. They're going to drive up your cost of electric power. They're going to drive up your cost of getting in your car, getting to work. All of this is being done while people are trying to get back on their feet and get back to work because of this China pandemic that we have been through with COVID-19.
What about fracking? It has not received a lot of attention. The president, now president, on the campaign trail said, no, I don't want to ban fracking. And yet one of his first acts as president is to ban fracking, at least.
Yeah, you're right about that. And also to end the oil and gas leases on public land. So what he is doing is disadvantaging anything that has to do with hydrocarbons. And of course, we know that what the left wants is to move toward renewable energy, wind and solar primarily, but not nuclear, which is, of course, the most efficient and cost-effective. So this is the old playbook that they have tried before. They tried it in the Energy Policy Act of 2007. Then Barack Obama tried it. And look at the money that they put into Solyndra and some of the solar energy companies, taxpayer dollars that poof, it was just up in smoke. It was gone because these companies went bankrupt. Why did they go bankrupt? Because their technologies are not something that the American people want.
I want to talk about unity as well, because that is a big theme in the current White House. Marco Rubio on Fox News Sunday this morning had some thoughts about that. Your fellow Republican senator, listen.
Unity and ideology are two separate things, okay? Unity doesn't mean uniformity. That's ridiculous. We are a country that the elections prove it. The 50-50 split in the Senate proves we got people with very different opinions. And we settle that argument through a process in our republic in which we elect people to have debates and try to find a way to move forward. That's separate from portraying yourself as a centrist.
So the president wants unity. According to Senator Rubio, that might be a mistaken way to approach this.
What we see is that our nation has been well served since our founding by robust, respectful political debate. But the left does not want that. They want the cancel culture. They want you to submit to the agenda of the left. They want you to conform to their way of doing things. Look at these executive orders, whether it is COVID, whether it is energy, whether it is amnesty, opening up our border. And look at the steps that they are taking. They are quickly trying to erase the gains that our nation made during President Trump's term, and they are trying to put the agenda of the left. So you can talk all day long about unity, but if you're governing from the left, you're not inviting the other side to have a conversation and to go through that process of respectful debate and arrive at a consensus that is going to be the best for all Americans.
But as a senator, Joe Biden was said to be somebody who could reach across the aisle and work with Republicans. It's sort of traditional among presidents to include a member of the other party, even in your cabinet. It might be a more minor cabinet position, but it's often done. Where does that stand?
At this point, I've not heard of anyone who is a Republican that is being considered for a position in the Biden administration. And we'll see what continues to happen with that. What we do know is these executive orders, these 25 executive orders that he has exercised, are things that have pulled the policy of this administration far to the left. As I said, when you look at opening the border, stopping the construction of the border wall, when you look at what is happening with the energy sector, hydrocarbons, disadvantaging our biggest trading partner, look at what happened with girls' sports. I have to tell you, I was just shocked that they took that step to allow boys into girls' sports if they identify as a girl. And we've worked so hard to open these doors for young girls in high schools and college. So that was a tremendous disappointment.
And it's hard to believe that that is seen at 1600 Pennsylvania Avenue as one of the most pressing needs of the nation in this incredibly difficult time.
You're exactly right. People want to get back to work. They want to get children back to school, and they want to see a return to normalcy. And John, I have to tell you, I thought it was so interesting when he did his COVID executive orders. He said, you know, we want to do 100 million vaccinations in 100 days. But the last day of President Trump's administration, 1 million Americans were vaccinated. So basically, what President Biden is doing is erasing Donald J. Trump and putting in Joe Biden and moving forward with some of the same policies, more or less plagiarizing on the policies that had been put in place, calling out the National Guard, which Tennessee has already done to help with vaccine distribution, bringing in our emergency management plans into that, which we have already done.
Yeah, the numbers are not dramatically different from what they would have been under a second Trump administration.
That's right.
Republican Senator from Tennessee, Marsha Blackburn. Senator, thank you.
Good to see you.